Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And love is in the air.
That's right. We
love 2025.
We are, yeah, that's a hell of an aggressive love, but I guess you have been known as Scott the Aggressive Lover.
I'm aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive. Love. And we have guest stars this week. We brought in the only person you can think of on Valentine's Day, the biggest lover in the world.
Santa Claus.
Oh!
Yeah, he has nothing to do this time of year.
I love everyone. Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I love you.
I know.
I love Scott. I love Lost at Home. I'm a little tipsy.
I know. You don't have a lot to do.
Drunk.
Been dipping into the nog.
I get drunk on nog.
The old February, the old Valentine's Day nog.
Every Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I saw you've got some whiskey-filled chocolates over there.
They're heart-shaped. Like a heart.
Yeah,
like
I see.
Like the emoji.
Yeah.
Which is how we all know hearts are shaped.
Yeah, it's got like all the chambers and everything there.
All three chambers.
I will say, I think there is a market for like actual heart-shaped candy. Like it's like just the actual like cool looking with the chambers and the ventricles and whatnot.
I think you're right. And you know what, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
I will put in your Valentine's Day stocking.
Not a heart.
A heart.
Please, not a real heart.
Anatomically correct.
Okay, just anatomically, not like an actual beating heart.
How is the easiest way to get an anatomically correct heart is to rip one out of a naughty boy or girl.
Ripping one out, not even.
And I will put it in your stocking.
Not surgically. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have a dead child's heart in a stocking, and this is gonna
Merry Valentine's Day, Jeremiah.
Well, I appreciate it,
Santa out.
I appreciate it, Santa.
He hit both door frames staggering.
Yeah.
He didn't bounce off one.
No.
It was ping pong between two.
He's getting in the sleigh. Which we take it. Does it have keys? I didn't even think we could have taken the keys from him.
I don't think we can take the keys from the sleigh.
Oh, fuck. Well, he's gone, man.
I think we have to take Christmas spirit from Santa to stop the sleigh from going.
Yeah, I guess
Or else
so.
I've watched too many Disney Plus Santa Claus movies.
I think you've watched plenty of them, yes. I think maybe.
Oh, there's not enough Christmas spirit.
But
it could be Christmas spirits, which is alcohol, and he was drunk.
Oh, he's been drinking
maybe drunk
eggnog,
Yeah.
Christmas spirits. Yeah,
that actually reminds me of that.
You know what? That's a pretty good. Why isn't there Christmas spirits?
Well,
like just like a
general.
Yeah, just like a.
I mean,
like,
because
like a brand
we
or
shouldn't
something.
promote alcoholism.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just Christmas spirits, and it's just like literally like peppermint schnapps, but it's like it's just branded for Christmas. You sell a fuck ton of them. Make little stocking things like they do with the Fireball stockings they've got. Now.
Oh yeah. Which are still in the liquor stores now in mid-February.
Yeah,
they're still there.
Probably all stale.
I like the Fireball candy canes that are just sitting there in a display and no one bought them and they're just there.
Yeah, they're just there. Thing is, if you price them down, which I don't think they can do in Vermont because it's in Vermont,
but technically it should be like Walmart the day after Christmas where it's 75% off.
Oh my god, just 75% off.
I'll just take all these canes. You just put them on your arm.
I also just picture like somebody literally drinking it out of the candy cane, like under a bridge somewhere. Just
they put airplane bottles.
Oh yeah.
In
I know.
It's not liquid.
No, I know. I'm just imagining somebody literally like pouring back a. So we were talking.
I want Fireball not to be pussies and to save the environment. No more airplane bottles in the tube.
Uncap it.
Also, it's the way it's shaped. You'd have to have it like a snorkel.
Oh, dude! Oh my god!
It's maybe a liquor snorkel.
Such a liquor snorkel. That's might already come up with the name of the
you take off the end you drink out of, and then you'd have a friend undo the other end, so airflow.
Yeah, so we're funneling now.
Funnel.
We're creating a candy cane shaped funnel. Also called the liquor snorkel, and it's festive. I'm not an alcoholic; it's festive.
Well, title number 1 is going into the show notes
liquor
right
snorkel
now.
Might be hard to beat.
Snorkel.
Might be hard to beat. But we were talking about that movie Y2K, folks. Should definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out already. I thought it was awesome. It was great. Kyle Mooney's fucking hilarious. If you grew up around,
you are the master of segues, by the way.
In the 90s. So what I was getting at is one of the funniest bits in that outside of the rollerblading bit, which we were both talking about.
That's so funny.
And some great meta humor from, or kind of self-referential humor from Mr. Limp Bizkit himself.
And also another entry into New Year's Eve horror movies.
That's true.
There's so few.
Very few of those, which is crazy. But that one was really funny. But there's one where they're like in the little hippie lounge or whatever in that warehouse. And that kind of like, corn girl or whatever, kind of she's like the short hair or whatever, goes to like break the computer, and she's got a rain stick, and they're like, no. Should they hold it? It goes like, yeah, like the rain stick. I was like, that is such a great audio bit that just does it because it's just like slowly the rain stick like settling down, and she has it over her shoulder. So yeah, there's the segue, folks. We're coming into this. This is only our third episode of the year because January was just a shit show, and I hope you enjoyed. We already said the last time around, but I hope you enjoyed the Alec Tabaldi episode and the episode that you heard that has definitely gone up by the time this episode is being recorded. For sure it is. But we had a lot of fun. But we're just barely getting into the new year. But now I think we've kind of got our legs underneath us, and we're ready to get back on track. We've said that plenty of times, but January, I realized in the past, sucks, and I always forget it sucks so bad, and pretty much just went all of January without an episode. So well, we recorded some, but we didn't actually post one until later. So hope everybody is having a good time this new year, and love is in the air. So is Santa Claus. Hopefully he hasn't crashed yet. And we're going to just we're going to roll on in and just start doing our shit per normal and get some weird news stories out of the way. And we've mentioned before, it's a little hard to find this fucking time of the year / for the next 4 years. But honestly, we're getting them.
By postponing the show a little bit, we managed to flood the field. We found 6 in 2 months. Yeah,
and ultimately, like two like mine are like essentially headlines, but they're kind of, I want to almost put them in a new separate segment for like uplifting stories. They also could have been nature stories, but I was like, web droppings right now. So.
Uplifting, no politics.
Yep.
I want to make sure everyone gives us a review on Apple reviews. If you're listening to this to the Apple podcast, just go to the review section, drop us a review. If it's a 5-star, we will make a song for you, and we will play it at the end of an episode. We have a whole category on our website, thelostatohomepodcast.com, where you can go to music, and you can see albums by Sonic Jalopy, new outro music by Ghost Werewolf.
Yep.
And you can even find old 5-star reviews. We had a shit ton of them back in the day. Then we stopped pushing for the reviews because we hit 50, and 50 was our magic number.
Yeah.
But we're at 50. We're solidly at it. Yeah. So we want to move past that number now. So leave us a review if you're listening to this show. Just
500 episodes. I mean, not really because it's 415, but it feels like pushing 5. We're on the last 100.
Yeah, we'll use whatever you write in the review to write and produce the song for you, and then we'll go out on it, and then we'll shout you out too. So
it's gonna be. We can have some fun with this. Let's make 2025 special, folks.
We do have 2 Lost in Thoughts this week. My first one is Michael McMyers. It's the idea that maybe we get to franchise you with things and to corporate in this new day and age
McDonald's
where oligarchies are taking over.
Yep.
McDonald's stuff. I'm waiting for the day where there's like literally where Mike Myers and Halloween
Michael
as a franchise
Myers
around Halloween. Like they're not doing Simpsons Trios of Horror toys. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. They finally hit on it. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna do Friday the 13th. It's so fucking tame compared to Saw and all that. Yeah, and we get Michael McMyers as like
for Halloween.
Yeah, they do all that shit. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with it, but I just thought that someday
the word
we might
Michael
get to the
McMyers,
point.
the alliteration clicked in your head, and it sounded really fun because now you got 3 M's instead of just a 2, and now we have a thing. So let's go. McDonald's and Halloween franchise. John Carpenter. Yeah, John Carpenter is scoring that new A24 unicorn movie that looks really fun. The Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega.
Oh yeah, I Killed the Unicorn. Or whatever.
Yeah, that comes out pretty soon. It looks pretty good.
I've been hearing about that movie for 2 years.
I know.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And I'm loving the cast. I'm loving the producers and the fact that it's A24 usually means something. Y2K was as well. And JC the goat fucking doing the score. So pretty psyched to get some new JC tunes.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, my goat is John Carpenter, not Jesus Christ. Yeah. JC the goat. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. No, fuck no, man. We're talking, dude. Did Jesus Christ fucking direct Halloween and fucking Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing and The Fog and They Live? No, I don't think so. Fuck you, Jesus. Wait, no,
you heard it here first.
Jesus is fine. Jesus is fine. I like Jesus.
My second lost in thought comes from having a couple drinks and smoking a couple bowls and then watching some music videos with my wife. And we love the music video for Pony.
Oh, yeah.
We just love the song Pony. And when it came on, I decided to sing along with it. And I don't know the words. So as soon as it started, you hear that, wow, And as soon as his first lyrics kick in, instead of saying what he says, which I vaguely knew, I said, "I'm just a pony."
So the funny,
and she just wouldn't let it drop for days that's the new lyric to that song.
That's the new one?
The whole song "Pony" is about him being a pony. I'm just a pony.
Well, the funny thing is, I read this.
You can ride me all night long.
In your Lost in Thought, you have Michael McMyers, "I'm just a pony." I thought that was one sentence.
Nope.
Okay, but
I
it
put a
still could have
comma.
been. Yeah, I know, Michael McMyers, "I'm
It
just
should
a
be
pony."
a period as two separate
or
thoughts.
a semicolon.
I was separating thoughts as in like this.
Yeah, no, this looks like one thought, but semicolon or a line break. But I like the fact that it's also Michael McMyers going, "I'm just a pony."
I also just want to get AI music to the point where we can use real songs. Be like, I want to make a cover of this song, and I promise, I will not copyright violate you. Like, just let me use the tune and everything, and let me type in the lyrics, and then have that artist say them. Because I want to do a whole song, A Pony, where he's just talking about how he's a pony. Well, so, and now he has trouble going to like restaurants. Bathrooms aren't made for him. Can't see his kids in the playground. He keeps trampling the other kids.
I believe the models can do that. It's just those specific pieces of software prevent you from doing that because of copyright infringement. So, which I mean, I get makes sense because people are like. But I there's a guy on YouTube that does something along those lines. He does more of like mashups, but it's all with AI. But he probably has he probably got one of the underlying models and actually uses it.
Made his own personal model.
Yeah. I mean, or essentially just uses the model and just mounts it and on a server and uses it locally, like we can do with DeepSeek.
I want something like back in the day where we had LimeWire and shit. Like, I want a modern version of that kind of just like allows you to use these platforms illicitly.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
They sort of. I mean,
but I mean, super user friendly.
User friendly, yeah.
Not like you need some expertise, or at least you need.
I think the reason it's not is because it costs so damn much to run them, and then the second you want to try to make something user friendly, it costs money. So then you have to charge, and then suddenly you're right back to where you started, and you're like, oh, now you are a business making money.
How did LimeWire make money?
They I mean, I don't know if they made money at all.
What was their?
I don't know if they made money at all. It was just fucking software people use. So
and unfortunately, AI actually requires money to run. So
yeah.
No,
peer to peer, you're just using your local. I mean, peer to peer is just a piece of software and everybody could connect. Whereas this is like, it's takes a shitload of money to run. So the second you do it, like if you run it on your own machine, you can just like, I can wait 35 minutes for something that takes 13 seconds when people are using fucking $35,000 GPUs. But
we have one of those PCs set up for that runs as your heater in the winter instead of your actual heat.
And your electric bill is $3,600 a month.
I've heard those people like Bitcoin miners who are like, I just mine in the winter.
Yeah,
and like the drives and everything just heating up the house, just heating up.
Nowadays, I don't even think you can like make money Bitcoin mining unless you're one of those big GPU companies. Like the overhead is so much now.
It's about to become our legal currency in the U.S. So just don't worry about it.
yeah, right. Better not. But unregulated markets. What could go wrong? Scam coins, yay! Scam coins.
We should make our own coin. Hey, who wants to buy Lost Coin?
Yeah,
it almost sounds like you're failing ahead of buying it.
Dude, people buy Lost Coin. You can spin up a shit coin on pump.fun, which is just literally it's meme coins. Like you can do it's gambling.
The only way they'll raise in value is if enough people care.
Well, they only raise in value for a second, and then everybody gets out and
dumps.
It's like it's literally called Pump.Fun.
Yeah.
It's a casino. It's people know when people go there, they're going to buy a meme coin. They're gambling, and they actually don't even worry that much about that side. It's the ones where like people think they're going to be able to invest in this new Trump coin, and it turns out it's still a rug pull. They're still just 20% in the liquidity pool.
We've been around since the Hawk Tuah girl was prepubescent.
Yep.
We should be making money off of some scam coin, not her, right?
If I didn't have this thing called like morals and ethics, and just didn't want because it's literally just stealing from people.
Okay, no, morals and ethics aside, don't do a Lost Coin. Do a I love Trump coin and take their money. You know what I mean?
That's true. And those people
or Nazi coin. Swastika coin.
Yeah, swastika coin.
Swastika coin.
Yeah, there we go.
And take their money. All these Nazis are like, I'll give you. It pumps
Yep.
You dump.
Well,
And then all
and-
those Nazis
yeah.
lose their money, and you have the money.
Well,
And guess
exactly.
what you do? You give your
release-
money to anti-Nazi causes.
Release 20% into the liquidity pool and give the rest out to people ahead of time. They don't have to pay for their funds. I know exactly how all these scam coins work because I watch CoffeeZilla too much.
You
So
do.
I know. I know how all of it works. I'm up on all of these fucking scam coins.
You know a lot about something you will never use the knowledge of.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just know not to get fucking scammed.
Well, that's you.
It's knowing, it's kind of like not, like, it's knowing how scammers work when they call you. Like, I probably would never fall for, like, the IRS wanting Google gift cards, but I still
Yes.
like knowing, like, what's new for scammers out there. And
Or our boss asking us
coins.
to get gift cards for him suddenly.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I
exactly.
love those scams where
Yep.
it's like someone pretending to be the boss, be like, yeah,
could you buy-
I'm
yeah.
sick today and can't leave my house. Could you go out for me and buy the $10,000 worth of Google gift
Yeah.
cards I
Just put
normally
it
buy
on-
every morning?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like my morning coffee and my $10,000 worth of Best Buy cards.
Yeah, can you just do that for me? The coffee, black, no sugar.
Yep.
Scam cards.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is a recording. Beep. What? You called me. Anyway.
I actually love finding those on Reddit where people report on them and give the back and forths where
Yeah.
they like write it, and maybe some are fake for comedy effect, but I just love where they actually have the back and forth and they're like, so you want me to bring these? The ones I know aren't scams, or at least 90% are sure aren't scams, are the ones where they show the text thread of the texting ones. I know that one guy recently on Reddit was like, yeah, I'm at the store right now. I don't see any of the cards you asked for. He's like, Google cards?
Yeah.
They're at every store. I usually get them at this one. He's like, I'm at that one. They're not here. Oh, wait, just found one. And the other person's like, well, now buy $200 worth. He's like, I don't see that denomination. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
kind of
just-
like fucks with them for a
Oh,
while.
yeah, just waste their time, yeah.
But then finally buys a card, scratches it, and only shows them some of the numbers.
Oh, yeah. Just
And they're like, I really need the other numbers. I really need them now. And you're like, oh, they're this. And writes like letters.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's numbers.
Just,
you need to...
dude, just waste their time. That
Yep.
that guy I follow, Kit Boga, on YouTube, like he wastes their time for 8-12 hours at a time, and it's like
The longer you
yeah,
waste your time, the less
yeah,
victims.
he has like and he's gotten to the point where now he's saves. He's actually gotten to where he's more proactive too, where he's actually gets people's money back and stuff like that, and
Nice.
helps people out. So he's going down more of the Jim Browning route, and I think they're starting like some kind of collective to like help. Prevent, because they're like, oh, the fucking government's not doing shit. We might as
Yeah.
well. So
That's incredible, yeah.
But yeah, well, let's get into some fucking stories here.
Yeah, web dropping.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here, let's stop the thing and do the thing. All right, we're into it. Scott, you've got the first couple of stories.
I do. The first one is one of those, hey kids, don't do drugs. But I hate to say it, this is the one drug out of all drugs that I will never say don't do because I can't find a negative aspect of it. Except for this story where I think the people are just dumb, and you can't fix dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're dumb enough to do this at home, don't blame the drugs. Blame public education. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And
Or,
there's-
or
honestly-
bad parenting.
Yeah, there's downsides to every drug, but I don't think this one is purely because of the drug. This seems like, or either that, or there's something else in it. Because we're just talking about weed here, which is
just
legal,
weed,
which is legal in this state. I mean,
Less
I mean,
addictive than cigarettes, less damaging than alcohol.
yeah, and it does
Just
it,
weed.
It just has more of an impact, long-term impact on memory, and that's about it. And it's usually relatively minimal. And I know people who are
It has a long
smoking their-
impact on what?
Oh yeah, exactly.
I've actually never. I smoked all my life.
Yeah.
No impact on my memory as far as I can tell.
you
Unless,
wouldn't know.
I should be a superhuman
Exactly.
right
Yeah.
now.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
'Cause I like to think of myself as pretty sharp.
That's where I've been like, I'm like, I know people who are like 70 and they've got their sharpest attack. So I'm like, also a lot of it just has to do with like you wouldn't know unless you you wouldn't.
But
know.
also,
Yeah.
I had
Short-term
that thought,
memory is
like,
a little bit more.
I wish the multiverse was accessible. I wish I could meet me, who didn't ever smoke
Yeah.
weed.
I will say,
and would there be a difference? Would there even be one?
I've noticed like with like eating gummies that some like short-term memory has definitely, because I literally pretty much did nothing until like the last year I started eating some gummies. So I have noticed like when I do have like, but it's more of like it's conditional
during use.
Yeah, well, no, it's just like I'll look back to the day before. I'm like, oh, I know I read this or did this, but it's like, oh yeah, but you were high when you did it, so just like it's not going to be in there, you know. So it's a little short-term thing. Also, I'm a lightweight and I don't use it as much. So like but anyway, yeah. So yeah, there's studies and all that. No drug is technically like good for you, but there are ones that are less bad. And again, drinking is way fucking worse. So
All right. Salt Lake City, Utah.
yeah.
A man was arrested for manslaughter.
Yikey shnikes.
After allegedly smoking those wacky tobacco.
Yeah, that got wacky.
With a friend and shooting him after the friend said he could dodge bullets.
Well, okay, wait. So the friend said he could dodge a bullet, and it's now the person bullets. But the guy who shot him at his request is the one who got in trouble. Is that the way it goes? Okay. So it sounds like both of them were smoking marijuana, right?
Yes. Ashton Jonathan Mann, 23. Gotta love a guy with 2 first names that are, in his name.
Yep.
Actually, if Mann was another first name, he could be president, honestly.
Yeah.
Got a lot of those people who have like 3 first names.
Or serial killers, yeah.
Oh, that too. Yep. Either president or serial killer.
Both the same kind of narcissistic / sociopathic.
Yeah, if you have too many first names in your name,
you're a psychopath.
Yeah. Was arrested after 4 a.m. on Sunday, February 2nd, on 1 count of second-degree felony manslaughter and 1 third-degree felony charge related to firearms. According to an affidavit of probable cause filed in Salt Lake County, officials would unified?
Yep.
Huh, I never saw that word before. Police.
Unified
police. I mean, I've never seen that word before.
Yeah, unified. Unified. What the hell is unified?
Unified? I love it. Unified police responded to the home in Kearns, Utah. The story comes out of Salt Lake, but, probably adjacent city, like a satellite town.
It's Salt Lake County. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After receiving reports that a man was shot in the chest, officials found the victim unresponsive on the floor and took him to a local hospital where he later died. In an interview with detectives after he was read his Miranda rights, man reportedly told officials that he and his friend had smoked weed around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. and this is 4 a.m.?
Yep.
You'd be sober from weed.
You would think.
Weed doesn't last long in your system, effect-wise.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be high 2 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it was like he smoked marijuana around 8 p.m. and he probably kept smoking marijuana.
That's my thought. They started at 8.
And my guess is just like, this is idiocy where if they'd gotten drunk, the same fucking thing would have happened.
Drunk makes more sense. Drunk is where you'd be like, I can dodge a
That's the other thing too, is like,
weed, you would be like, put away that gun.
I'm
I don't want a gun around me.
How much it is them just going like, oh, it's illegal over there, so we're going to use the illegal drug versus the legal drug of, maybe that they didn't even mention if they were also drunk,
Man told officials he and his friend unloaded each gun. Totally unloaded. Yep. I'm guessing they missed the one in the chamber. They just popped the clips and then pointed the firearm at the victim and pulled the trigger. With his friend trying to, quote, jump out of the way to protect or to prove he could move before the trigger was pulled.
I guarantee he didn't move a fucking inch because it was boom, The bullet hits you before you can hear it. Yeah, like it's faster than the speed of sound. So it's like
instant.
You're gonna feel it before you hear it. So the guy's like, "Have you shot yet?"
Yep.
Yeah.
Man said the final time the gun fired. The final time the gun fired, striking the victim in the chest. The final makes me think
so in other
he
words,
pulled
more like
more than once. But if there's only one in the chamber, it's gonna be the first one out.
My guess is they were fucked up. They didn't realize they didn't empty them all. So my guess is
if it's a clip, it's gonna be the first bullet in the clip. Meaning you can only fire once as a dry fire.
We don't know if it was
to
a
empty
clip.
the chamber. A secondary chamber.
We don't know if it was a clip.
It doesn't make sense.
It sounds like they shot multiple times and then it's sort of like Russian roulette style. It could have been a revolver. Who knows?
Oh, you know what? I keep thinking clip modern guns.
Yeah.
It literally could have been a revolver.
Yeah,
and
revolvers are modern. I've got a they're pretty nice. Could be It could be, It could be 357. That's also when you're like, oh, we emptied it, clunk, 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 and you just didn't get one stuck in there a little bit, clipped it, boom. Also, if you're fucked up, you think you got them all, and you just didn't get them all. Like, that's where the marijuana could actually come and play. My thought is they would have done this anyway. Just a little slow, just didn't notice it, because it can make you fuzzy enough to make that mistake. Yeah. But the shooting of the gun at each other was just you being a dipshit, which probably would have happened under any circumstances. But yeah, you were a little fuzzy, you didn't realize you didn't empty the clip, or didn't empty the cylinder. Yeah.
Search warrants for the residents found 2 handguns, ammunition, magazines, plus drug paraphernalia consistent with marijuana use, like pot and a pipe. My thought is the shooter knew exactly what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
With Valentine's Day coming up, he had a thing for the. He had a thing for the girl.
Speculate.
Yeah. His I don't want defamation. This is totally for this is for comedic speculation.
Education purposes only. This is for evidence purposes only.
It's for educational purposes only, not speculation.
Yeah, purely not speculation. This is fact.
I'm thinking like if this were a movie, like this is how the movie starts. That you zoom in on the house, you fly around the house with a camera, like a drone camera shot. You get to see all the house. It's kind of dirty. It's a little disheveled. Kids, these guys are sitting on the couch. Girlfriend walks in, says, "You guys want bagel bites?"
Yeah,
or
pizza bites,
or Hot Pockets. You know,
pizza
like,
bagels.
Yeah, and
pizza bagel bites.
The one friend, the one who lives out of this, does like the over his shoulder at his friend's ass and his friend's girlfriend's ass. He's single. He has no ring on his fingers.
He wants it.
And he wants it, and he's like, "Hey, let's get high." I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna shoot some guns later.
Yeah.
But he keeps bringing it up through the entire night awkwardly. Like,
I bet you could dodge bullets.
Yeah, keeps negging him.
As long as I definitely empty all of the bullets out.
What do you want to watch now? We're baked. Let's watch The Matrix.
Yeah.
Literally, like, gets him like into that zone where he's like, bet you could dodge bullets just like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You look a little like Keanu Reeves yourself. Your wife has told me in confidence that you look a little bit like Keanu Reeves. When have you ever talked to my wife without me around? Don't worry about it. Just watch The Matrix.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's always like, like time slows down when you're high. That's kind of what it is, like bullet time. It's weed time.
We're smoking. You know they call this pipe, the little one?
Bullet.
It's a bullet.
It's bullet time.
Bullet time. And his friend's like, bullet time.
Yeah, wait, I don't think
if we get too close to this, the cops might actually call us. Like you guys.
What do you know?
You guys nailed it. He was single. He was married. His wife was there, but then left. Like she's a nighttime nurse.
Yep.
She's a night nurse.
Yep.
Not like the Marvel night nurses, like real night nurses.
Okay.
It's a distinction. I'm a geek.
Okay.
Sure. And they watched The Matrix that night. Cops probably saw The Matrix was in the DVD player and didn't comment in the story because it's not relevant.
Of course not. What do you think? People are going to try to dodge bullets because they watch it on a movie?
So 4 a.m. means they start at 8 o'clock. That's 8 hours later. So they watched all the Matrix movies. All the Matrix and the Animatrix. They could fit it all into that time period.
Pretty much, yeah.
So this kid's indoctrinated into the Matrix, and this whole time they're smoking out of a bullet. The other friend's like fake smoking. Like Clinton. I didn't inhale.
Oh man, that's good shit. Yeah,
that's it. He has a southern accent just like that too.
Yeah,
looks just like Clinton.
Yep. Oh, that's good shit, bro.
This is the dramatic recreation for like the Lifetime movie about it
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
And eventually 4 a.m, they end up in the garage, and he's like, "All right, you watch The Matrix enough. You got this. I got this." And he's looking at his friend's wedding ring the whole time, going, "I got this.
Yeah,
I got this." And he just puts the bullet right where it should be.
Emptied it. Click.
Because he's the only living person when the cops show up. So he's like, "Oh yeah, we unloaded our guns. Yeah, I don't know how."
And then he smokes his first hit of weed to have it in his system. Yeah, like, oh man, we've been smoking all night, and he said he could dodge bullets.
The bullets, the pipe. Takes one big rip to get in his system, and then just calls the cops.
Yep, and then
and right now he's buying a Valentine's Day gift for the widow.
Yeah, and on his way to prison.
Not defamation.
Yep. Nope.
I think we're just basically casting the Lifetime drama.
Yep.
Matrix at Valentine's Day. I don't know what they would call it. I don't watch Lifetime.
Yeah, I don't either. I think like that. Yeah.
Instead of bullet time, love time. No, that doesn't work.
No.
The Chosen.
What about a shot of love?
Hun.
Or something like that.
The Chosen Hun. Like H-U, like honey.
Let's just put it to rest and just say that the creators will figure it out.
We've got 30 minutes left. We are drilling down.
Yeah, one story and one title.
But I think that works for our Valentine's Day skew.
I dig it, yeah. We're going to find some, I'm kind of curious to see how you skew this one.
Me too.
It doesn't have to be you. I mean that we skew this one.
I mean, I've already got They Can Be Giants birdcage in your throat in my head.
Oh, They Might Be Giants? Yeah.
They Might Be Giants.
I think They Can Be Giants is pretty nice too, yeah. They Might Be Giants? No, They Can Be Giants, but they didn't even come close. They're technically allowed to be giants, but they're probably not giants as the other band.
I love it.
You mean nope? I know what I mean, and that's a band now. Yeah,
Like,
honestly,
birdcage in your soul. Like,
birdcage in your soul.
This is a birdcage is your throat.
Yep. There was a baby bird found alive inside a dead man's stomach. But good for that fucking baby bird. But what the heck was happening? How do you get a bird inside you?
The title Foley is Baby Bird Found Alive Inside Dead Man's Stomach After Being Swallowed During a Fertility ritual.
This is,
Subtitle is, villagers claim the victim had sought assistance of an occultist for help with his fertility issues. I don't know why I did like a little Busey there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should work on a Busey. It basically just unhinged and guttural. If you don't watch, by the way, listeners, if you don't watch Gary Busey's TikToks, just fucking go right now.
Yeah.
Stop the show, pause it for a minute, watch the most recent 15, scrub your ears, eyeballs, mouth, asshole, every orifice with soap, and then come back to our show when you feel clean again.
Okay, I got it.
He is just so deranged and old.
Yeah. It's not like he was ever normal. Like, he was always deranged. Just now he's deranged and old.
He's just got like that like open mouth where he can't breathe with closing it. He can't breathe through his
kind of
nose.
like almost like a sideways face thing. And
He just says things like, I'm at Thanksgiving. Got a turkey leg. And the best of the turkey legs is you just rub them off, you take them in a row, you gnaw them on the floor. And you can kick your own ear with your foot if you try, but if you can't, just take the bone and shove it up your own ass. And you go back to the dinner and you be like, are you gay? Happy TikTok Thanksgiving.
Happy TikTok Thanksgiving.
He's unhinged as fuck in his old days.
I mean, he was
I'm here for it.
It's not like he was fucking
ever since he went off that motorcycle.
Yeah, he's been fucked for a long time.
I mean, before the motorcycle, he was unhinged.
Yeah.
Once he hit his head off a tree, what was it, a power pole?
Yeah, whatever.
He got way worse. And now that he's
And he's
elderly,
just old,
he's in that phase where he's like, I can't wait to go to our nursing home. I'm just gonna grab the nurses and pull their dresses off. Because you know, we're stopping old man is rich.
He's definitely gonna be groping a lot.
All right. This is from the Latin Times. The sudden death of a 35-year-old man only became more shocking when his autopsy revealed a live baby bird potentially swallowed as part of an occult fertility ritual lodged in his throat. Anand Yadav of Consonants, India.
Try to say Chhattisgarh, yeah. Oh, I think I'm getting some Indian food later.
There's like 3 vowels in that. It's 20 letters long.
We do not speak Indian.
Yeah.
Turns out, folks.
Consonant India.
Yep.
Collapsed at home after feeling dizzy and fainting shortly after taking a bath. Hindustan Times reported he was rushed to a nearby hospital where doctors were initially puzzled about the death. I mean, he just fell down.
Yeah.
Could have been
heart attack.
I would assume stroke or heart attack.
Yeah. That's what they were thinking. They're going to do an autopsy, so they did an autopsy.
Yeah. Dr. Santu Bag discovered a live chick approximately 20 centimeters long lodged in Yadav's throat. The chick had obstructed his airway and food passage, causing asphyxiation. That makes me wonder, did he eat after? And there's like a
fucking big bird.
There's like a Big Mac packed behind this baby bird who's alive. And if the bird's facing the wrong way, he can't eat it. He's just getting like stomach bile gases.
Yeah.
But if he's facing the right way, the bird theoretically could have baby birded his way out because it's already pre-chewed food.
Dude, that's a big... I want to make sure...
Yeah, how big is 20 centimeters?
Well, because I was like, I figured about 8 inches. It's almost 8 inches, yeah.
An 8-inch... That's like a fucking blue heron baby or like a eagle baby. Like, that's big.
That's like... That's more than just like a little baby chick, like a chicken.
Chick's like...
Yeah, I was thinking like a 4-inch little
inches.
chick, like a little chick that you get like for a chicken. But this is like a real fucking bird.
Those things that people... that
20 centimeters long?
Easter's
of course it fucking... Hop like a fucking... Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course it's going to obstruct your airway and food
He also ate
passage.
it alive. How do you push a living bird? It had... Okay... Feet down, it's clawing to get out.
You would think it was, unless they like...
Beak down, it's biting.
They put it to like... Unless they like, sedated it, and then it
Bonk
like
on the head with
woke
a
up in a
little
fucking stomach. Like,
tiny bird hammer.
Yeah. Donk. like specifically a bird hammer.
It's like the Pope hammer.
It's not a repurposed anything, it's just a bird hammer.
It's like the Pope hammer, right?
Yeah. Sure.
You've read about the Pope hammer, right?
Did they just bonk the Pope? What? No, I don't
They have
know.
a very fancy gold and jewel encrusted hammer at the Vatican.
Oh, okay.
And when the Pope dies, they pull the hammer out of its case, and they have to hit the dead Pope 3 times in the head to prove he's dead. And if he doesn't move after 3 hits, he's dead, and they put the hammer back.
And they couldn't just do that with like an S-wing kind of like hammer for like $20.
This hammer is so old, it predates modern mirrors under the nose. Fingers on the...
Yeah, you'd think they would have just updated it, by now and just be like, how about we just do like regular... But hey, you know what? Hey, it's all about ritual in the Catholic Church. So, okay, so this guy's dead, and, the doctor was very taken aback by it. Said they've performed over 15,000 autopsies and had never seen it before in their career. I would have been surprised even with 15,000 if somebody's like, oh yeah, happens all the time. Was that a baby bird throat? Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yep. Basically, that's the whole story.
Yeah.
There's really not a whole lot more to it. But our talk about how to prove someone's dead. I watched the Arrested Development episode, Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode of Abbott Elementary. A lot of A's in
Oh
this
yeah, I
name.
still haven't checked that out.
And the episode just before is a Christmas one where someone dies in one of the main characters' houses of Abbott Elementary, and they check to see if he's dead. And they're like, oh my god, he's dead. And they don't tell anyone because they want Christmas to go well, and just leave the dead body upstairs and not tell anyone until Christmas is over. And he then ends up walking downstairs and asking why they didn't wake him for food. And they look at the guy who declared him dead. They're like, he's alive. He goes, he had no pulse. He goes, how did you check for the pulse? And he puts the back of his palm, back of his hand against the forehead. And they're like, that's not how you check for a pulse.
This is a fever.
Yeah. And he goes,
he's dead.
He goes, well, I guess I learned something today. But also, and he points to the now alive guy. He goes, you should really check out a doctor. You may have a fever. You're really warm. Also, the fact that he knew he was warm.
But he's like, he's dead.
Like, the writing is good enough where they doubled down on he didn't know how to check for a pulse, but then also
just clearly
he was
got it wrong.
Really
Even,
warm.
Even if it was, oh, sweet.
This show is actually quite funny.
I listened to one of the creators / lead on Conan, and it actually sounded pretty interesting. And I also it sounded like the person really puts their heart into it, and it's actually pretty funny. So I'm going to at least watch the.
It's not
Sunny.
Parks and Rec funny.
No, we're going to watch the Sunny
It's
episode
close.
at least, and maybe that'll put it on in the background kind of thing.
God,
Anyway.
The Always Sunny episode, may I say, on air. Everyone should go watch it. I love that it really tackles Charlie's inability to read because he's out of school.
Yeah.
And he makes some strides in the episode. But at the very end, you got to watch all the way through the credits because the credits keep going and there's still show happening. The very last bit is Charlie in the gym. And he goes, I'm really happy that I learned how to read. I'm just confused by this school. Their basketball team's insane. They play against ghosts. And he points at the scoreboard and it says guests. And I'm like, bravo. Yeah. Bravo. Nice. Whoever wrote that. They play against ghosts.
Sweet. Yeah.
All right. Next story.
Yeah.
You brought this one to the table.
I've got a couple of little uplifting stories, and we're sticking with a little bit of a nature bent on this one, just like we did with the birdie. This one, and actually this reminds me, I keep meaning to watch that show, like what is it, 1,000 Beavers or whatever?
It's in my queue on Amazon.
Yeah, it looks really funny.
I need to be in just the right
me too, because
mindset.
it's a very certain style, but it's supposed to be hilarious.
It's black and white.
Yeah.
It's silent.
I don't know if it's completely silent. I don't think it's
mostly
silent, but it's in that style of a silent film anyway. But it's supposed to be really, but it's slapstick, but it's supposed to be funny. So I've got that one. So anyway, this is a story about beavers. This comes out of the Czech Republic. So the Czech Republic government had been planning for 7 years to build a dam for nature purposes. There's a specific they needed to. I'll get to the specifics of it, but they needed to build this dam in a very specific location. I think it's to reclaim some waters, and they'd been planning for 7 years. And at about 2 days, the beavers who were introduced to the area in 2020 built the dam and saved the Czech government the equivalent of $1.2 million. But literally 2 days,
or 30 million Czech crowns.
Czech crowns, yes.
I didn't know the Czech money was crowns.
Crowns, yeah. Classic, man. Old school. So the project...
Hey, I'm just here looking for a crown bag.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's pretty
Going
cool.
back to the original story, it's kind of cool. We're like, you got any crown bags?
Crowns? Yeah. But the project was to restore water areas in the Birdie Nature Park. Maybe it's Brighty's, BRDY. It had been under development since 2018. Over the years, the administration collected all the necessary permits and was ready to begin construction, but it turned out to be unnecessary as the native beavers, who lived in the park since 2020, took matters into their own hands, building dams in the same locations planned by the government. The beavers saved us 30 million Czech crowns. They built the dams without any project documentation and for free. I like the fact that they had plenty of project documentation and the permits. They just
also they had to say for free. You didn't pay the fucking beavers. Why did you have to say for free? We all get that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think this $1.2 million to quote-unquote beavers might have been misallocated.
There's that one beaver on top of the newly built dam just with his fingers, like doing a little money scratch thing.
Yeah, it was like, we can fucking take this dam down just as quick as we built it. But yeah, so that was just a little fun, uplifting story about a little bit. I was going to bring this almost to like, hey, everybody needs a little fun story.
This feels like that total indie rom-com type movie where there's an entire romance going, but there's a B plot where they have to do a thing. And in this one, they're like, she's on city council. Maybe he's against the way the city wants to do it because it's using concrete in an environmental area.
Yeah, and it takes forever. It's held up by all this bureaucracy.
But they're falling in love because it's held up for so long. So they're like, if this project never comes to fruition, we can legally get married, and the Czech government won't separate us. I don't know how the Czech government works.
Sure, fuck it. Nobody does. Not even the Czechs.
I figure if she's an environmentalist and he's an anti-environmentalist, by Czech law they can never get married.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the whole thing happens, and at the end they're like, that the beavers do it, and they realize that now they can get married.
Yeah. I also love in the background you just occasionally see a beaver scurrying with a piece of wood or whatever. Yeah.
Not even scurrying, giant log across the street, and cars are
or they're having a conversation, but it's clearly a giant tree just timbering in the background, completely silent.
Whole movie. Yeah, the beaver
just hiding it, just really even out of focus in the background, so you barely notice.
With just beavers working in the woods. Doing beaver stuff with the credits.
Yeah, and maybe the anti-environmentalist guy kicking one out of the way, set him up as being the dick, and then you can have the woman being over the top, being trying to save a bug or something.
It's on Main Street. He kicks one. Oh, and she's right there to pick it up. Don't
How
hurt
dare you?
But it's beavers are
exactly. They're 50 pounds.
They're huge. People don't understand. Beavers are bigger than dogs.
I also just love the thought of an animatronic beaver, and she's holding it, and the tail's just smacking hard.
How could you hurt this gentle creature? It's slapping her in the ass.
He's like, yeah, creatures, they all deserve to die. I'm all about the money, baby.
Oh, when he comes to. And he's ready for her. Yeah. And he's like, I think I'm falling in love with her. Tells his friend, whatever. His friend's name is Woodchuck or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He's like Woody. A stoner with a weird name like that. But yeah, when he's like, I think I'm in love with her. And then they go through the whole dating thing. You're still seeing trees fall in the background once in a while. Yeah. Weird little signs of beavers. Yep. But then they have a kinky night where finally consummate. And he literally slaps her in the ass with a beaver shaped paddle. He's like, call me Beaver or something like that. And then he's like, I want to see your beaver.
Exactly.
All beaver jokes, sexual as fuck.
And then, Beaver Damn, girl. Yeah, that's it. Beaver Damn Girl.
I like that. Beaver Damn, 3 N's.
Yeah, Beaver Damn.
So she doesn't even save the lake, though, or the dam project.
It's literally all the stuff that they've been working toward. So it's just someone
for and against who fall in love while the project solves itself.
Exactly, and then and then for some reason, he learns from her and she learns a little bit from him, and of course, then at the end of the day, their project was just for them to fall in love. Essentially,
throughout the entire movie, we need one Caddyshack beaver.
Yes. Yep.
Pops out of the ground.
Yeah. That's
pops out of the ground.
It was definitely not a beaver in Caddyshack, but it's essentially a beaver.
But also beavers don't pop out of the ground.
I know. That's what I mean. In Caddyshack, it did because it wasn't a beaver, but it was a groundhog or whatever.
But throughout the entire movie, we need one character beaver that's a puppet.
And that's what the one
that's definitely the one she picks up.
It's clearly the leader beaver, and that's the one at the end, looking for the money.
He'd be like, the beaver seems to like you. Yeah, all animals like me. I like to protect animals. Yeah. Unlike you.
I'm an environmentalist and I protect animals, and you're the bad guy who cares nothing about anything but money. You've probably never even been in love before. Who needs love when you've got money? Real over-the-top bullshit.
It's summer, but he's wearing a fur coat with a leather vest and alligator boots. Leather pants. But then as the movie goes and he falls in love with her, he starts dropping one by one these things.
And that's
and eventually he's in plaid and jeans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just and he's eating out of a bag just called pure meat, and it's just meat, beef jerky nonstop.
Almost jerky. Yeah. But it's dripping.
Yeah.
It hasn't been jerked. Yeah, exactly. It's raw meat.
It's just raw meat. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I don't think this jerky's been jerked enough.
No, it's almost jerky.
It's almost jerky. You mean raw meat. You mean impossible? It's vegan or something? No, it ain't been jerked yet. Just intestines, entrails. Just I really love the entrails.
I want to make this movie so bad.
It's the nothing but all entrails.
Oops, all entrails. Almost beef. Oops, all entrails. All entrails.
And he's just like blood dripping down his face
As he's talking to her.
Oh, you don't even care, yeah. You don't know nothing. It's like that, and it's just that and money. And he's like eating a money taco. It's like money on the outside is a shell, and just meat on the inside.
She's got to bring him to a vegan restaurant in town when they're dating. And you know, some people pull out like hot sauce from their purse.
Yeah.
He pulls out like bacon bits or something. Something that's inappropriate.
Exactly. Yeah. It also just ridiculous. Something you would never carry on yourself. It's a bottle
that just says beaver au jus. Yeah, exactly. He starts pouring it on his food.
What is that exactly? It's like foie gras, where you stuff a beaver full of other meats. I stuff a beaver full of foie gras.
Then you juice them. They don't explain it.
Yeah.
You juice them.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, my beaver juicer's broken. It's like a.
Oh, every time you see him at home, he's every time they cut to his house, he's throwing out another broken beaver juicer in the trash can. Where it starts with him just throwing one in and the lid closes, but at the end he's like putting another on and trying to hammer it down.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm all out of Keurig beaver cups. What are those? Yeah, beaver. Sometimes when you need the beaver juice quickly and you can't just do the full press, I think you're getting a bunch of stuff mixed up. Anyway,
I think we did it.
I think that's a good one. That's a solid one, man. Beaver juicer.
Bird in Man didn't lend itself, so I just moved right past it.
Beaver juicer is a good potential. We've got liquor snorkel and beaver juicer are potential candidates. But anyway, so I've got another little nature-y story here. This again, another little uplifting one, and this takes place from our good friends in New Zealand. We love New Zealand. I've never been. I would love to go sometime. They don't need that a lot.
That's my New Zealand cry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Wasn't most of Xena filmed there?
Yes. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's my New Zealand cry.
She's Lucy Lawless is. Wait, is she Australian or New Zealand? She's New Zealand, isn't she?
I'm not sure, but I think most of it was filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah. Either way, she's also from there.
Remember
near there.
Remember after Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell went on to do, what was it, the Frisco Kid?
Yes.
Do you know why his horse looks so shitty in that series?
I haven't seen it forever, so I don't recall that. But
okay, so he had a shitty horse in that series. Yeah. Absolutely shitty. That show was filmed in New Zealand at the exact same time that Sam Jackson was filming the Lord of the Rings movies. And New Zealand's
Sam Jackson?
So Sam Jackson...
These motherfucking hobbits out of this motherfucking Shire. Sorry, Sam Jackson's hobbit is definitely... Your faux pas today have been fucking spot on.
I love that.
Your mistakes have absolutely added glorious content to this show.
Yeah, he does nothing to memory.
Perfectly fine. Anyway, Sam Jackson.
That's a callback.
Samuel L. Jackson's The Hobbit. Anyway, Peter Jackson. Yeah.
Jackson.
Yes, the Frisco Kid, Peter Jackson.
Basically used all New Zealand's tiny.
Oh.
He used all the
horses.
So when they started filming the Bruce Campbell show,
just had this
we got this one,
the one that Peter Jackson didn't want.
Yes, he got the one that was left, and that's why his horse in the show apparently looks like a fucking dead hag.
Is it braying like a mule? So, yeah, it's a confused horse.
So I never watched that show, and I now plan on going back because I saw Bruce Campbell do everything except that show, essentially.
Me too. Yeah.
So now I need to go back and watch that show. And apparently the big joke is his horse is pathetic in it. And
no, it's not even like that. And it's because it's a part of the part of the story.
They
wanted a real. Oh my god!
They wanted a decent,
awesome.
normal horse, and he got the shit that Sam Jackson would. I'm going to go back to that that we would take. Yeah, Peter Jackson took all the good horses because the filming was concurrent. There was the Briscoe Kid thing and then Lord of the Rings. So
yeah,
a little bit of trivia there for our New Zealand files. And
I didn't. I guess I wasn't aware that there was a movie with what's his name in it.
Whom? Sam Jackson?
Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder. Yeah, I believe I've seen that movie. Yeah.
Wait, did you say Harrison Ford, Gene Wilder?
Both in the Frisco Kid, 1979.
In the original Frisco Kid movie?
Yeah, it was a movie. Yeah. Yeah.
So right after the first Star Wars, he did a movie with Gene Wilder?
Yeah.
That's wild. I have to see that. that.
Yeah, it's even wilder. Yeah.
That's Wilder.
Wow. Yeah. Those are the only two real names I recommend. I recognize. I'm sure I saw
that. Sounds
when
like
I was
a Bob Hope fucking joke, and that actually would meet the time period almost.
Yeah, really. Yeah. 1970.
Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder in a cowboy movie.
Honestly,
that's Wilder.
Honestly, 1979 was closer to the 30s than it is to today. So that's how fucking old we are. It was closer to silent films than we are today from 1979 or whatever. Yeah. Anyway,
that's Wilder.
Well, yeah, that's right, baby. All right, we got this story here, which also keeps unloading on me. Okay, here we go.
Mountain in New Zealand.
Yeah, so there's a mountain in New Zealand that has now been legally considered a person after a bill was passed on January 30th.
Still can't get an abortion legally though with that country.
I don't even know about New Zealand.
Actually, you know what? I bet you New Zealand seems very progressive.
New Zealand is very progressive.
So
and,
it's a volcanic
I'm
mountain, by the way. So if it ever has a volcanic eruption, they can be like, no. Due to its personhood, it's allowed to have this abortion.
Yeah, I'm curious. Let's see. It's legal and considered a safe healthcare. Yeah. Abortion Legislation Act of 2020 decriminalized abortion. Wow, it's actually recent. Allows for termination of pregnancy of up to 20 weeks. After 20 weeks, a practitioner must consult with another health practitioner to determine if the abortion is clinically appropriate, something that could probably be a little template for around here to fucking, so we don't just keep getting, yeah, I mean, well, no, that's the problem is like when they're like, oh, we just don't want it up to a certain point, and then it was like, oh, you completely ban it, so anything after that. Anyway, abortion, yay, a mountain in New Zealand.
Oh, we just found another title for the show.
Abortion, yay! Honestly, if we didn't have two great contenders already, I'd say so. But so the mountain New Zealand is seen as an ancestor by the country's indigenous Maori people. And it is now legally considered a person. Mount Taranaki, Taranaki, not teriyaki, now known by its name, Maori name, Taranaki Manga, was granted personhood by Parliament's 123 lawmakers, a really interesting number of lawmakers, who unanimously affirmed the bill on January 30th. The bill gives local tribes more say in maintaining the mountain's well-being, including the conservation of wildlife in areas, and public access to the mountain will still remain, so people can still access it. It's a 2,500-meter high dormant volcano on the North Island. It's a popular spot for tourism. People like to hike and do snow sports there.
Can I interrupt?
Sure, yeah.
Your interesting number of lawmakers, 123. I love it because it's an odd number. Yes. Unlike the U.S. where we have even numbers and you need like tiebreaker assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking make it all odd numbers.
I know. You'd think it would make sense.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, because then you could still have an even number of people in a certain party. So it wouldn't really matter that much.
Well, we'd have to also break things down so states like North Dakota and California don't have the same number of representatives because population is wildly skewed.
Well, for the Senate, but for the representatives, we could do whatever we want. Just reallocate a different number. Yeah,
that's all based on population. Give Puerto Rico 1.
Yeah.
Give DC 2. And that's an odd number being added, and we represented two of our biggest...
You mean give them what we give them for electoral votes, but actually give them representation?
Yeah, give DC 2, and then give Puerto Rico 1. That makes an odd number being added.
Yeah, and but the other thing, I mean, that way at least, like, if there was a split, there could never technically be a 50-50 split.
Oh, Puerto Rico always breaks.
I mean, they're like with the House, there's never a 50-50 split anyway. But so I guess. But anyway, so so there's the bill was passed on January 30th, and they have now given a lot of the control over to that group of people. But it is now, as far as the mountain has long been an honored ancestor, a source of physical, cultural, and spiritual sustenance, and a final resting place. The lawmaker who's responsible for the settlements between the government and Maori tribe said. And according to let's see, what was it? It took almost a decade to get this in place. But anyway, yeah, so it is now officially considered a person. There is now actually a body of a group of people. I think it's just a handful of people who are actually, quote unquote, speak on behalf of the mountain, which are really just saying we're giving the control of the mountain legally over to this group of people, this body of people, by essentially saying it, has a lot. It's not, obviously it can't just go out and get, maybe it can get abortions, but it's not going to be able to, vote or anything like that. But
it's going to need an abortion after my romantic idea for a movie.
Okay, sure.
You ever seen Saltburn?
Yeah, I've not seen it yet. It's still on my queue.
Oh, okay. I was going to say somebody just fucks it.
Cool. All right.
The movie is a guy goes up the mountain, takes his fingers, digs a little hole, and he fucks the mountain. And I call the movie Saltburn 2.
Okay. I'll know more when I actually see the movie, I guess.
I just call it Saltburn 2.
Cool. Well, apparently you have to know the movie Saltburn.
Yeah.
The
audience at home listening to this. Ooh. Eating it up.
Yep. Oh yeah, the people who have seen Saltburn, which is enough people, but not everybody. It's certainly not a movie that's seen by probably even a fraction of the majority of people.
You know what? It's not Saltburn 2 because I didn't give a plot. It's Saltburn Valentine's Day special YouTube short.
Okay,
how about that?
Yeah, it seems like Saltburn is definitely the type of movie to just have a holiday special.
Yeah, it has a Halloween special, a Christmas special.
You know that movie that 7 people saw. I know it was a very well.
Oh no,
movie.
everyone saw it except for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No. It was Oscar bait, not Oscar bait. It was a great movie from what I understand. It's a really dark
great movie,
but also like 4 people saw it. It's a 2.5 hour long fucking slog. From
it's
what
also
I understand.
it's not a slog. It goes by fast.
No. I mean, because it's 2.5 hours. In other words, it's not an Avengers movie. So. Yeah,
no,
the type of movies people are generally not sitting down to watch Saltburn with their family.
It's the movie
it's a hard
you wouldn't expect me to like because it's a slow burn horror.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's not a slog. I mean a slow burn.
Yes.
It's 2.5 hours of slowness.
You would not expect me to like this because I know I do not like slow burn horror movies.
And I love
this. Is a great slow burn
which is why
I'm
surprised I haven't watched it yet. So because it definitely sounds like it's more up my alley. But this is the mountain is now the 3rd natural feature in New Zealand to be conferred personhood. 2014, a law passed.
Wait, you can cheat on one mountain with another mountain. We just got Valentine's Day special.
You can you be a throuple
with the mountains.
Yeah. It's not mountains. There's a forest in 2014, and there was a river in 2017. So there's a river, a mountain, and a forest.
All personhood. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So if you literally were out at like a picnic and you walk over and you piss in a river, somebody could be like, "Dude, you're pissing in John. Stop pissing in John."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Just
like
John.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to think like personhood. Like you can get in trouble for that probably.
Oh, you just God, just go. No, John's just in the golden showers. So we've got the Saltburn 2 or Saltburn the holiday.
I think
Valentine's
holiday
Day
special shorts.
Yeah, that works. Cool.
All right. Honestly, based on the stories we have left and the
lack
of future stories I expect, I think we should save these for next week because these aren't time
sensitive ones. These are ones that we can definitely cover next week, and we got plenty of love in the air, folks. And Santa Claus did crash outside. I did notice that he's in
a snowbank.
He did not make it very far.
It looks like he tried to eat a baby bird. Maybe he's been listening to us.
Yeah, and he has definitely eaten most of his reindeer by now, so we got to get him home. So we got to get out of here and get him home. I hope you all have a lovely holiday and whatever else. And
happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Make sure to hang your heart wreaths and put out your cookies.
Yep, for Santa Claus.
Hang your thigh-high stockings.
Yep. You know, all the stuff people do for...
I'm trying to think of sexy things. It's usually like a sexy holiday.
Sure.
Or it's just a nothing for most people. I don't celebrate it.
Yeah.
Like every 4 years, I'll do something creative, like crafty for my wife.
Yep.
And last year I did it. So this year I'm like...
Perfect. You bought yourself a little time.
Well, I would have done something kind of cool this year, too.
It comes really soon after Christmas, too.
This year's been weird. I'm trying to figure out birthday gifts for my daughter, which is like in a couple weeks. Yeah. She's 18. I'm trying to figure out work stuff. It's been snowing like every fucking other day.
And it's like literally 2 months after.
Life's been kind of rough.
It's like a month and it's 6 weeks after Christmas where people have already fucking just done a bunch of stuff for people. So
last year I think was a lot more calmer at this point. I literally sat down going, I'm going to make some arts and crafts.
I'm glad
this year I just haven't had that.
I'm glad that we've gotten a few new Valentine's Day horror movies. We've got Companion that came out, and we have Hard Eyes, which is really literally themed.
We have the old Valentine's Day horror movies. I think they're literally called Valentine's Day.
There's also
I thought there was one literally called Valentine.
There's one called Valentine, which was just that.
I actually liked that one. Early 2000s. The minor guy wasn't that around Valentine's Day?
There was the
minor dude?
there was a remake of it too. Yeah,
that was around Valentine's Day, right? With the minor.
Yeah, it was.
Not the kid, like the guy who gets coal.
Yes.
Not the kid who gets coal. Yeah, the guy who gets coal.
The minor.
We're rolling back the child work restrictions, so we got to make sure.
That's true. Yeah, fuck it.
Are you a minor? Yes. No, I meant like a kid. No,
it's yes either. It's yes either way. I didn't care how you spell it.
Oh, you're white too? Because it's covered in coal.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, anybody, everybody have a good time and get lost.
Get lost.
Snorkel for the whiskey. Snorkeling in your love. Snorkel for the whiskey. Snorkel for the whiskey. It's whiskey. Snorkeling. Whiskey. Snorkel for the whiskey. Snorkel of the whiskey. Whiskey. Snorkeling. Whiskey. Snorkel for the whiskey. Snorkel of the whiskey. Drowning for the whiskey, whiskey, whiskey.